I think we felt that Ferguson and Michael, the death and all of the hoopla surrounding it, that the major themes of race relations in America were politically, culturally, and so forth, were in play in this one isolated incident. I mean, this is a shooting of a teenage black male by a white cop. But again, just one death. President of the United States became involved. The Attorney General became involved. The FBI became involved. Meanwhile, on the south side of Chicago, thousands of black boys and girls were shot, hundreds killed, and very little attention at all. Well, the only real difference is that in Ferguson, the trigger finger was white. The victim was black. In Chicago, it was black on black, no interest. Well, that seemed to me to encapsulate there's something very unique about race relations in America, and so we took the film as an opportunity to explore that, try to identify what forces were at work there, how this happened, and more broadly, where is the matter of race in American life today?
Yeah, the one thing that was interesting about the whole thing was that we started this documentary probably 2017. And we were looking for some kind of event or some issue to tackle. And what was interesting about Ferguson was that it had become almost a sacred symbol in America. It's sort of like Selma, like people quote Ferguson like Selma, it's like a marquee point in American history. But the problem with that is there's two very different narratives. With Selma, nobody disagrees with that. Everybody, unless you really are not, everybody embraces that. But with Ferguson, it's such a divide. And so that's where we want, that was part of the attraction was why is there such a divide? Why is the narrative going into almost every institution? And why are we not allowed to question it?
Yeah, so to your point, Shelby, about the lack of attention that's paid to victims of, to black victims of homicide by black murderers, usually the retort to that point is that activists care more about police-involved homicides because they have state authority on their side. Right? That's generally the first clapback. But there's something disingenuous about that argument, I feel, because if you look at how many unarmed white people get killed by the cops every year, often in precisely the same circumstances as unarmed black victims, those white names just get memory hold. They're lost to history. Nobody cares. So I was aware of one case that happened in 2015 of a white man in his late 30s named Daniel Elrod. And it stuck out to me because the details of the case were eerily similar to the Michael Brown case. Daniel Elrod had just robbed a store, and there was dispute about whether he put his hands up when the police accosted him, and he was shot and killed in that case. And nobody knows the name Daniel Elrod. So I think at the end of the day, it really is the case that it's not about people caring more about violence perpetrated by the state. It's about the colors of the victim and the perpetrator. And I guess the other way to see this is to ask why the Trayvon Martin case got attention when it wasn't a white cop in that instance, it was a white civilian. So it's really all about the color of the victim and the perpetrator in these cases.
They made Trayvon Martin into a vigilante. So they kind of made him into a cop figure, like he was a vigilante.
Zimmerman.
Oh, Zimmerman, you mean?